everybody, Tiny House Dreaming here. It is still Saturday, September 27th. I just posted my last video. Well, actually, it's not posted at this moment. I actually just recorded it. But before you'll see this video, I'm going to post my video that I just made about my tiny house dream and how I ended up in my van. So hopefully you've watched that first. And with all that being said, I want to let you guys know how I plan on achieving saving the money up to build my tiny house, how I'm going to get there. So one of my videos last week, I kind of mentioned that I've been super not distracted, but like I haven't had time to post a lot of videos how I previously had been doing, because I've had a goal that I've been working towards, and like all my time has been spent making sure that I achieve this goal. So that's kind of going hand in hand with what this video is about today. So to catch you guys up, the last 2 weeks, I think it's been, like, I felt like it's been longer than that I've been checking in and out, and I've kind of posted 1 or 2 videos, but not a lot. But for the last 2 weeks, I've been really focused, and yesterday was actually my last day at work. So on the 12th of January, I put in a 2-week notice. And yesterday was January 26th, so it was 2 weeks later. So yeah, I had my last day of work. It was a Friday, and it was kind of bittersweet because I loved everybody that I worked with. I really enjoyed my position. But you know, at points in your life, you are only doing things for a certain reason, and you have to move on if it's going to better your ultimate goal. So while I'll miss working at Joann's and I really enjoyed it, I ultimately need to move on to achieve the goal of living in my tiny house and building my tiny house as quickly as possible, because that is a dream that no matter how old I want to have, you know, that is my dream, but I would like to do so, you know, while I'm still young enough to actually enjoy all the activities and different things that go along with traveling around America in a tiny house. So yesterday was my last day, and the reason being that yesterday was my last day is on February 5th, I will begin training for my commercial driver's license. So that is the occupation or the industry that I chose to go into in order to save money to build and fund my tiny house dream. For the last few months, I have been, well, actually, let me go back to about October-ish. I kind of was looking into like what occupation can I do that will allow me to save more money, because you know, working in retail and like Joann Fabrics was actually my first retail job. But working in retail, you make minimum wage, or if you're management, you make right above minimum wage, but it's not a lot. So since I've been living in my van, I have been able to save more money than I was saving when I was living in a traditional, you know, home or townhouse is what I was living in. But it's still, you know, making a little bit above minimum wage does not allow you to save a whole lot of money. I mean, not when you have to feed yourself, you know, still buy things that you need. Even in a van, you still have to feed yourself. You still have to buy like body cleansing products, laundry detergent, wash the van, vacuum, you know, like there's always things that are going to be cost of living. So, and I just wasn't saving enough money where like when I was still looking at it, it would still take me years and years and years to save enough money to actually reach my dream of owning a tiny home. So I've kind of been looking at, and I don't want to, like, if you heard my last video or watched my last video, you know that I don't want to go back to corporate America. I have the means and the smarts to actually go back and make a decent way, like decent money. But that also means that I won't be enjoying life. And that's not something that I'm willing to go back to. Like, making money is not a priority for me. A priority is the journey through life. And I mean kind of the quality of life, but for me, quality doesn't mean like a big house, a nice fancy car, and all that. So my main goal in life from back a few years ago and on, is to make sure that I'm taking the time to enjoy life, to try new things, to do new things, to be able to, like, walk freely around and talk to people, hear stories. Like, it's not about being stuck in an office building or something like that. So that was not an option for me. I mean, although I could make a lot of money going back to corporate America, and I could, I could definitely get my tiny house within a year or two easily. I didn't want to take that just emotional burden on of having to do something every day that I don't really want to do and I'm not enjoying. I still want to enjoy life, but I also want to be able to save money for my tiny home and my dream, while, like, I want the best of both worlds, I guess. So I was kind of looking into, like, different things that were kind of out of the norm of how I could make money to save my tiny, save for my tiny house, and but not be stuck in an office. One of the things that came up as I was actually watching van dwellers, and like some car dwellers and stuff had came on the suggested list from YouTube, and there was a girl that was living in her car, and she had ended up living in her car by way of her boyfriend kicked her out the house, and she didn't have anywhere to go. And I think she was in upstate New York, and she had a brother who was in the trucking industry, and he said, little sis, instead of staying in your car, why don't you go to trucking school? It's free. They'll pay for you to go, and you can be in a truck, and you can live in your truck, and you can be making money. So when you get tired of living in your truck, you have the money to actually go get an apartment. He was giving these suggestions to his little sister. So I was like, what? Free? They'll pay? Living in your truck? What? Like, all of those things. Like, she was telling her story, but I was like, wait a minute. So I started looking into it, obviously. And as I was looking into it, I learned all these things that I never even thought about. That there are companies that are huge companies, like in the trucking world, that have company sponsored CDL schools that they will pay you, and like they either have their own school if their trucking company is big enough where their terminal is big enough where they have like a little school in their terminal, or they will, like do some type of cost share or something with the trucking schools around the United States, or maybe close to their terminals, where they pay lower to the trucking school, and the trucking school actually takes on their students. So at the end of the day, when you get done with school and you and these are usually more expedited than like the schools that you take, because I know, like in California, we don't really have any junior colleges that offer CDL classes to teach you how to drive a commercial truck, which is Class A. But a lot of states, as I'm researching, they do have where the junior colleges have commercial truck driving school, or classes in the college where you can pay, college tuition, like $30 or $20 per unit, and you can take a CDL class there. There's private schools that you can learn your CDL, and then now that there's company-sponsored schools, and these company-sponsored schools don't cost you anything. You can go there, and then you commit to, once you get out of the school and you get your driver's license, that you'll drive for them. Some of them, they're different time periods. Some of them are 9 months. Some of them are 12 months. Some of them are 10 months. It just depends on what company you're going with. But, there's, I would say up to a year is about average. Like if you drive for them for 12 months, you don't owe them anything back for schooling. You can move on to a different company. If you like that company, you can stay with them. But you don't pay any upfront out-of-pocket costs to go to school. They pay it for you. They house you. They get you to the school. Like, so if you live in a different state than the school, they'll pay for your transportation. So, like if you're looking into a career and you're willing to be a truck driver, there you go. Some free knowledge right there. Look into it. And if you want to know information, like I've been researching enough where if you want to know specific information or a list of specific companies that have this program and you don't want to Google or something, just hit me up and I'll share what I know. But anyway, so I learned this information from her, and then I started like diligently doing my research, and I landed on a company that most of the truck drivers on YouTube, and like a few of them I've actually talked to or corresponded with email, but everybody says if you're going to do company sponsored schools, Prime Inc. is the school to go to. Like, they are the school to go to. Anything else is like second choice, and take your pick of, there's a lot of them out there. So sometimes it kind of depends on where your state you're trying to get hired from, because some of them don't hire the East Coast, some of them don't hire the West Coast, some of them do all lower 48 states. Like, so it depends on where you're at, and you'll have different choices from there. But I landed on Prime, but I've talked to a lot of recruiters from a lot of different schools: Swift, CR England, CRST, Jim Palmer, Prime, and Prime was the school I landed on. They pay the highest. They have the best safety record as far as like students go, and they take a little bit different approach to their teaching or their training program. So I won't actually be sitting in a classroom learning how to drive a truck. I am going to be in orientation for 4 days once I get there. And like I said, I start on February 5th, which is not this coming Monday, but the Monday following. And I'll actually be leaving California on February 3rd, which is next Saturday, a week from today. And I'm going to be taking Greyhound up to Salt Lake City, Utah. I'll be there for 4 days. Well, Monday morning I start orientation. I'll be there in orientation for 4 days, where I'll take a drug test and like do different testing, probably watch a lot of safety videos, maybe, go walk around a truck, learn different things like that. Then they'll assign me a trainer, and for 2 weeks I will be 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how quickly you learn. You'll be on a trainer's truck, and they'll be teaching you hands-on while they're delivering loads, doing their normal job, everything that you need to know about trucking and how to pass the Department of Motor Vehicles behind the wheel test. So after the 2 or 3 weeks that I'm on the trainer's truck, I'll get dropped back off at Salt Lake City, Utah at the Prime terminal out there. And I will be testing out with the DMV to either fail or pass my commercial driver's license test. So to answer the question about what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, where I haven't had free time to like shoot videos or eat anything other than salads, because I was in the process, like I turned my resignation in. So a lot of my time has been spent at work, extra time, kind of like just filling in loose ends, like making sure that when I leave, because I take pride in any job, whether it's retail and pays minimum wage or it's corporate America paying a lot of money. I take pride in what I do. And if people know that Desiree's name on it, you will come to expect from me that you're only going to get the best out of me. I'm not going to slack. I'm not lazy. I'm not going to give you a half but job. I'm going to do what it takes to be done. And I'm going to set a high bar for whoever comes after me, just because I believe in hard work and I believe in working for your money, regardless of the amount you accepted to work for that amount. So do the work that it takes. So I've been putting in a lot of hours cleaning out the back room, and I actually throw a little less than a minute video in and show you guys, because like I took a video. But I've been making sure that I left the place right. Well, guys, Friday is my last day, but I made sure that I am leaving this back stockroom clean. All the stuff you see here is normal stuff that goes back here, like extra soap and candy melts, sewing machines over there. But usually there's stacks of boxes here and things to stack out. This is just our empty cardboard and a little bit of fabric that can't fit out on the floor, but looks awesome back here. So whoever takes my position cannot say that I left a mess for them. And as you can see, I like to take my job serious. So even though I'm on my way out, I do whatever I can to make it, as presentable and as good as possible, because I take pride in what I do. Alrighty, just showing you guys. So, and recovering the store, making sure that everything's back on the shelf. So like nobody can ever say that she slacked off her last week or anything like that. Like I've worked above and beyond. And it actually showed. Like yesterday when I was leaving, I didn't expect much, because, retail, you kind of, what do they call it? Like a glass ceiling or something, like where people always come and go or whatever. So I wasn't expecting much, like other than bye, we'll miss you, come by and see us or something like that. But they actually like brought me flowers. They got me my favorite strawberry shortcake, and they because they knew the reason that I was leaving. So I'm trying to actually find it real quick. They knew why I was leaving, to like achieve my tiny house goals. So on the strawberry cake, and I think I have a picture, I'll put the picture in. They put a little tiny house on it to just like say, good luck. And everybody gave me this card, and it was just really sweet. It was more than I expected. Like I was just like, wow, like, so when you work hard, I guess it does pay off, because I wasn't there. I mean, there's people that have been there for 20 something years, and mind you, they're still there. So I'm sure when they leave, it'll be like a big extravaganza. But when you're only there for like 3 years, not even 3 years, because I started June 4th of 2015. So it's been like 2 years and 6 months or something, or 7 months or something like that. So I didn't expect much, I mean, I knew I would be missed, because it's not easy to find good, hard workers. And when you're dealing with retail, like, most people are kind of like, yeah, I'm just here for the paycheck, where that wasn't my mindset. But the exit I got and everybody's note on the card, like, it all really made me feel good, and it made me miss them. I'm going to miss them even more, but I left for a purpose, because I am on to the next chapter of my life. So I'm excited about truck driving. Like, I still cannot believe it, but I've been having my head in this book right here, which I've lost the cover to, but it's the commercial driver's license manual. And like, you see my notes back there on the test. Like, I have just been focused, because before I leave next Saturday, I actually have to go to DMV and take the California permit test, because for some reason Utah, like, I don't know, your permits are transferable, so the company would prefer you have your CDL permit in the state that that you live in. That's going to be your home state, even though I'm going to be over the road. So I'm going to be driving all lower 48 states as I drive, but you can only have your commercial driver's license issued in one state. So they want you to have the rules and everything of the state that is your home state. So my requirement is to make sure that I get my permit here in California. And California requires you to be physically fit to drive a commercial vehicle before you can even test for your permit. So first thing Monday morning, I'm going to go take my DOT, which is Department of Transportation physical, which I have to pay about $85, $90 for at an approved physician. And then on Tuesday morning, I take this long paper that he's going to give me, and I take that to DMV, and I'm able to test out for my permit. And so I've been studying. I've downloaded like 5, maybe 6 apps. Like, there's all these different tests: general knowledge, tankers, hazmat, doubles and triples, air brakes, combination vehicles. And then I'm not studying the school bus, because I know that's not something I want to do. But I've been studying for all these different tests that when I go to DMV, there's separate tests for each. There's a long general knowledge test, then each endorsement you want to have on your license, which I want to get as many as possible. So I've been studying for all the extra endorsements as well, because once I get to prime and, learn everything, and hopefully I pass my commercial driver's license exam, like behind the wheel exam, after the 2 or 3 weeks. I'm hoping that I learn everything I need to and actually pass and become a commercial truck driver. I'm not sure which division I'm going to go into, if I'm going to do refrigerated trucking, if I'm going to do tanker, if I'm going to do hazmat. I don't know yet what I want to do yet. So I want to get all my endorsements, so I kind of have everything covered and can go from there and do whatever I want to do. But yeah, so that's where my time has been. And I meant to make this video to let you know that I turned in my resignation. And, before my actually last day has passed, I meant to tell you guys about it. But I've just been so focused, because failing is not an option. Like, I only want to be in the trucking industry or the trucking world for maybe 2-3 years tops. But I really want to do it because, trucking just speaks to me. Like, it's, they're going to pay me to live tiny. I'm going to live in the truck. I mean, I'm going to still have my van when I come home for home time. I'm going to still be coming home to my van. And yes, you do get home time. You're not on the road 365 days a year. So like I'll be able to come home, see my mom, see Mr. B, make sure everybody's okay. I'll be able to talk to them. And you can actually have like people in your truck. Once I become a solo driver, you can have up to 3 heartbeats in the truck. So like, you know, I told my mom, like, yeah, if I end up passing, I'm going to just have you guys come with me, you know, just so her and Mr. B can experience it. But I'm super excited. I can't wait to just kind of get on with it and get the ball rolling. But I am going to miss kind of being stationary and going to work every day and my coworkers and stuff. But they're all very happy for me. And I mean, you know, I work right here in the same city that my mom's in. So every time I come back, I was like, you know, I'll come in and say hi and see what's going on. They still haven't found anybody to take my position. So I'll get to see like who's filling in for me. Like, are they doing a good job? Not that it's going to be my problem to worry about it. But yeah, but that's where I'm going in life. That's my next journey. So the everyday van dwelling is kind of coming to an end, and I'm kind of sad about it because I'm going to really miss the van. But I'm excited about where the future is going to take me. You know, I'm excited about my next journey. And I know that a lot of you guys, and that kind of comes to a more moment. I know a lot of you guys follow me because you're interested in van dwelling. And so if you decide to unsubscribe from me because my journey is changing a bit, I understand, and I will not feel any type of way about it. I get it. You know, you might not have time to like follow a girl trucking, you know, but just so everybody knows, and I put it out there, like I started this channel because when I'm 60 or 80 or, you know, when I'm older, I want to look back on my life and say, wow, Desiree, like these are all the things that you've done. I mean, I've done a lot prior to today in my life, but you know, this is kind of where it's getting exciting. Like this is definitely not sitting behind a desk in an office at a computer, you know, compiling data or anything like that. Like this is getting real. I'm going to be out there. It's real for me. So this is the interesting part. So I'm excited to look back on this and just like see my journey and kind of watch it and remember like, oh yeah, I remember that day, or I remember that happening. So if you want to continue to follow me, I hope that some of you guys are invested in me as a person. So you'll probably continue to follow me, and I will definitely continue to make videos. Like once Tuesday comes and I pass this permit test, that's where like all my time's been going. So I'll kind of be back to my regular posting maybe every day, every other day. And when I'm trucking, I still plan on making plenty of videos, and like every day or every other day, I want to continue this journey and like documenting my journey. And the trucking won't last that long, but after trucking, like I will be saving all my money that I'm making to get to my goal of owning and being able to build my own tiny house. So I'll be documenting my entire trucking story or journey. And then I'm going to go into, and it's going to move to the next phase, because I'm going to end that just as abruptly as I ended at Joann's. Like once I have the money saved up, I will be exiting trucking. And I will be getting into, this is now me building my tiny house, and that'll be my tiny house phase. So anybody that decides to stay with me, you will like literally be here from kind of day one. I mean, well, day 3, when I started living in my van, I started documenting it. Day 3 of me being in this van, you're going to follow me through the van life. And I'll still kind of do my van life videos as I come back home and have home time. I'll still be coming home to my van. But you'll follow me through trucking, and you'll see me in trucking, and you'll follow me through building my tiny house. So like you'll kind of see the full picture of what it takes. And if you're dedicated enough and you stick with your dream enough, it will come true. Because unless by force of nature, for some reason, I'm taken from this world, I will be one day standing in the doorway of my tiny house like, hey guys, tiny house dreaming, but I'm not dreaming no more. And then I'll have to change my YouTube page to just tiny house. I don't know what I'll change it to, but I hope you guys stick around. If you don't, like I said, my feelings won't get hurt. And thank you so much for anybody who leaves me now. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch me. I hope that, I know I wasn't like teaching you guys how to build anything or do anything in the van, but I hope you took something from my van life journey videos. I really enjoyed doing it. Like I said, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss anybody who leaves me. And if you decide to stay with me, well, buckle up and get ready for all the trucking rides and the trucking stories and seeing me fumble, because I'm going to be fumbling through trucking just like I've been fumbling through van life, because this is all new to me. Like, this is a girl that used to wear a suit to work and care about what shoes she had on and what clothes she had on, what her hair looks like. And I mean, now you see that I like throw on anything. Like, I've changed so much in the last 5 years that it's amazing. And I'm just like, every day I'm changing and every day I'm becoming a different person. So thank you guys for just even being here with me this long. And if you stick around, you're bound to see some crazy stuff, and I'm ready for it. And yeah, so just enjoy life, whether you're with me or not. Enjoy life, have a good time, have a good weekend, and I'll be here if you'll be here. Bye, guys.